What's up, Ninbuzz? NintendoLP coming to you live in Dolby Digital Awesomeness with a game from Nintendo and Camelot. Oh, it's two Italian guys. We're playing the new Mafia Wars game. Oh, no. Wait. We're playing a much awesomer game, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. And I gotta tip my hat right off the bat to Moitoi Sakuraba for this awesome soundtrack that the game has. I mean, this is a golf game. It's not supposed to rock this hard, but indeed it does. That was a nice shot there by Luigi, doing his awesome spin. And look at Daisy wearing her Hoochie Mama shorts. That would never pass dress code. Wario and Luigi are kind of peeved off about that. They're like, we gotta play with Yoshi and Koopa Kong Boo. I want a different foursome. Where's our hot chicks? But alas, no hot chicks for you guys. Alright, now this game was made by Camelot, and I think a lot of us have come to assume Camelot is a game company that just makes Nintendo games, but they actually started off doing nothing but Sega games in the early 90s. They were actually the game company that made one of my favorite RPG series of all time, the Shining series. But in the mid-90s, they had their famous break with Sega. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there probably already know the gory details of what happened, but just in case there's somebody in the audience who doesn't know, I'm gonna save that person the trouble of having to Google this. Go back with me to the mid-90s. This is when Sonic the Hedgehog is at the top of his game, world famous, hasn't put out any garbage games yet. He's got his own cartoon series, and he's basically strutting around the Sega Corporation like he owns the place. About this time, Sonic had the misfortune of making an acquaintance with Ray Ray Johnson, who was later convicted on charges to distribute chili dogs. Now, Ray Ray supplied Sonic with an ungodly amount of chili dogs, much to the point that he became an addict. Now, this chili dog addiction and the flatulence that resulted from it made for a hostile work environment. So as you can imagine, eventually the people working for Camelot said, "Enough is enough! I can't work with this farting hedgehog all the time!" So they parted ways. And this story may or may not be true because I just made it up to fill some time during this opening intro. Yeah, we're gonna end off the intro with Bowser chasing Wario and Waluigi because apparently Wario whacked him in the eye with a golf ball. But it was an accident, Bowser. Forgive and forget, man. But Bowser's not that type of dude. He holds a grudge. Meanwhile, Mario, Luigi, and the chicks are oblivious to what's happening. They're like, did we escape? No. You fail because you came out a warp pipe that leads directly to Bowser's castle. And I have to say, when did Bowser start living on a freaking golf course? Is he that rich and yuppie that he's like, oh yeah, I built my castle on a golf course? I always thought Bowser was like this bad dude who hung out in like lava. Now he's hanging out near a golf course? When did Bowser become so high society all of a sudden? And there we go. Mario has knocked the bomb out of Bowser's hands and it ended up killing everybody. Well, I guess they're still alive. They just all have black eyes now, and part of Bowser's lawn ornaments might have got damaged. Mario's like, what? What did I do? What's the matter with you? Forget about it.
Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Woohoo!
Mario, you should only make those sounds when you and Peach are alone together. Otherwise, it's just inappropriate. Nintendo's a family company. You should start acting like it. Alright, let's go right into the character selection, and you'll notice I'm missing a character. Yeah, that empty space is supposed to be filled by Bowser Jr. But I have not unlocked him yet. You have to complete all 18 holes of birdie mode, and I just stink at birdie putts. Next we have Boo as the other unlockable character you can get. All you have to do to get him is get 50 best badges in tournament mode. Shadow Mario, one of the harder ones to get, you have to complete ring mode, which is what I'm going to show you today. And Petey Piranha, you get to wake him up if you complete the practice shot mode. Star Tournaments is how you unlock star characters. They're basically the same character, they can just hit the ball farther. Right over here in the side games is where you do that birdie challenge and the practice shots that I was talking about. But we're not going to be doing any of that because we are going to ring attack. Yeah, I'm going to be showing you how to complete the first area of ring attack, and that area is called Lakita Valley. Aerial coverage of today's broadcast brought to you by Lakitu's Cloud in the Sky. Don't look up or we'll drop a spiky shelled animal thingy at your head. I don't know. Alright, so the way ring attack works is we have to get our shots through each of these rings that are hovering in the clouds before Sonic the Hedgehog jumps out and steals them to become supersonic. And in addition to getting through the rings, we also have to make par on each hole. It doesn't matter if we get birdie or whatever, we just have to at least get par. So basically the first couple of holes, they kind of line up your shots for you, as long as you're playing on auto mode. If you are a skilled expert player and you want to get fancy and try manual mode, by all means. But for this video, I'm going to be doing everything in auto mode because I'm a noob and it just makes things a whole lot easier. Alright, now if you've never played Mario Golf before, I'll just go ahead and explain a little bit about what's at the bottom of your screen. At the lower left, it's going to tell you which club we're using. Right now we're using the SW, which is short for sandwich. That big blue bar at the bottom is your power bar, and it's going to tell you how hard you're hitting the golf club. And then lastly, you have the white golf ball, which you can use the directional pad to either hit it to the right side of the ball, the top of the ball, the bottom of the ball, depending on if you want to angle your shots differently. And just like that, we've done the first one. The first one's very easy. Just get it through the ring and get it in the hole. That's what we're going to be repeating all the time. So just like Happy Gilmore said, get in the hole! Alright, this time it mixes it up because the ring's not flying overhead. It's actually sunk in the ground. It's like a golden arch. It's like the McDonald's that was never finished. It was half of the McDonald's. What I like to do is put my shot up so it's right on the left corner of it and just let it kind of roll in. That way if it doesn't go through the first time, we can hit it through on the very next shot. So we're going to aim it like that. And let's see, did we get the corner? Can we make it? Get in there, baby! Oh yeah, that was on like Donkey Kong. Wow, nice on. We might get us a birdie. This should be a gimme putt right here. Come on, Mario, make me look good. Get the birdie. What the fridge? It was short by like an inch. I could have breathed and that ball would have dropped in the hole. But you don't need to get birdies. All you need to do is get par. So I'm not even going to let Mario enjoy his flip because you didn't get a birdie. So no peach for you. You got to go bowling with Luigi or something. Alright, the third hole is called Long Ring Run. We have one ring buried in the ground and then we have two floating rings to contend with. So it gets a little bit harder. But even though we have 3 rings, this is not going to kill us because this is the par 5 hole. So we have 5 shots to get through all 3 rings, and then we got to get it in the hole too. The first shot is going to take care of the first ring. I just like to aim for that left corner. Then our second shot, we just basically kind of line it up so we're going right through the middle. And as long as you're not doing a power shot, you should be right where you need to be, set up for your next approach shot. So let's go ahead and try this out. Use the recommended clubs that they give us. I'm not doing anything weird or tweaking it because basically on the first level they kind of set everything up really nicely for you, so it's rare that you have to move anything. Now in this case what I'm going to do is adjust how hard I'm hitting the ball with the L and R button. So I'm basically like taking my power level down, so you can see the little arch arrows is going through the ring now where before it was going over it. And I'm also not going to hit full power. That way we get right through the middle because we got plenty of shots, so I don't need to like try to make this perfect shot. I don't need to try to get a birdie here. Let's see if I can get it close from here. Freaking Mario made up for the missed birdie last time with an awesome shot right there, and I'm gonna let you flip, boy, and you can have you some peach tonight. Alright, hole number 4 is called Ring Here, Arch There. We have 2 rings, which would seem easier, and actually this hole is pretty much easier. It's a par 4, so what you want to do for the first ring is just kind of aim like right through the middle. If anything, aim for the lower portion of the ring. What you want to do is avoid overshooting it because your next ring is kind of close to where your shot's going to end off, so you don't want to hit it too far, and that'll make your second shot that much harder. You can also put a little bit of an angle on it, which I should have done a better job of doing, so you're a little bit more in front of where the second shot is, because I'm probably going to have to like scale down where I want my shot because I'm off center a little bit. So just basically lower your power level so that arch is going through the ring, because you can't go over the ring, it has to go through the ring. That's the way it works, or else it won't count. So that should be a good shot right there, get us pretty close to the green, if not on the green. And let's see, Mario, how'd you do, boy? Oh, that's a pretty shot right there. We should be able to get a birdie putt right here. Let's see, Mario, can you do another fantastic shot like last time? Oh, give me a break! Ringed out, but luckily we have one more shot to do, so let's put in this gimme, and just like that, 4 holes of ring attack are done and no flips for you. You only get to flip when you do a birdie, boy, you know the rules. Alright, this next hole is called 2-ring bunker ball, and as you can imagine, we have 2 rings to get through. There's also these sand traps, which are called bunkers, that we have to contend with, but they're not that hard. The way it lines you up, you're probably not going to be hitting into them anyway. What you may want to do if you don't always get that full power shot is just move your directional button a little bit over to the right, so that way if you don't get a full power shot on, you're going to be away from where the sand trap is. And again, it lines us up right where we need to be. I'm just going to move our directional pad over to the right again so we can get a little bit closer curve to that hole where we need to go. But even if you didn't move it at all, you probably should be safe. The only obstacle in this little level here is that tree that's sitting right by the ring. but it's pretty easy to avoid, and we're on again. Mario has another chance to redeem himself with a birdie putt, but this one's pretty long, so I don't know if he can make it. Yeah, we're a little bit short. Anytime you have a shot going uphill, you probably want to hit it a little bit harder than they recommend. Also, anytime you get in a situation where it's raining in this game, which I don't know if we're going to have that or not in this ring attack, it doesn't look like we are. But if you do find yourself having to play a hole during rain, you want to make sure you hit your shots that much harder, because I guess the friction with a wet green is going to make the ball travel more slowly. Alright, the last hole that we're going to be doing is ×2, and as the name implies, there's 2 rings, and these are a pair of arches. You can see they're just spread apart enough to be annoying. If they were like right in front of each other, it'd be like easy to get through both of them in one shot. We're not going to be able to, so what I recommend doing is aiming for the far right side of this first ring that we're going to come to, and that way we can kind of set ourselves up for like a little chip shot towards the second area. We don't want to be going where it's going to tell us to go, because that's going to tell us where to go to the hole. Now you might want to play it safe and just like putt right out in front of this ring. I'm going to go ahead and take a chance and try to get through the ring with my second shot here. You do want to be careful for that little green pine tree right there, because sometimes that'll mess up your shot. Also, the edge of this ring is in a bunker, so you want to make sure you're not hitting into that. But let's see, I think we might have it far enough away from everything that should be a decent shot. I don't know. We're either going to barely clear the tree or we're going to smack right into it, because these are just estimates. Sometimes Mario doesn't hit it as well, and sometimes, like there, I didn't hit it where I needed to, so I hit it right into the freaking tree. And now at this point, I think we're just going to have to redo the hole. So there you guys go. For those of you who like failures out there you can see what not to do. I'm just going to go real quick to start the hole over. And I'm going to leave this in unedited. I thought about, maybe I should just take that out, but I'm just going to leave it in there so you guys can get a taste of what not to do, because I'm not perfect. I mess up at this game so much, but that's what you're supposed to do in golf, right? You're supposed to shank a whole bunch of shots, unless you're Tiger Woods. And even Tiger Woods is shanking shots in his life, so don't feel bad. This time I'm just going to hit it straight through this first ring. I'd rather have gotten it to that right side like I mentioned before, but we're just going to use this second shot right here to get through both rings. And because I'm like right behind it, it's easier to do that now. And so I think I'm far enough away that I shouldn't hit any trees, and if I don't hit both of them, then I'll be able to get straight through the second ring on my next shot, and we'll still have 2 shots to get it in the hole. And wow, we got through both of them with one awesome shot, so now we just got to get on the green and in the hole, and Lakita Valley is done. Can you do it, Mario? The sooner you get out of this golf course, the sooner you can get onto the 18th green. You and Peach can kick back with some margaritas, and oh my gosh, hit the freaking pin from way back there. Alright, so this should be a pretty easy putt, and just like that, we are done! But sadly, the real princess is in another castle. So, Ninbuzz viewers, I hope you had as much fun watching this as I did making it. See you guys next time.